nisangalo yangaji anagavinyaire nisangalo yangaji vajeni vepe vavinyaire nisangalo yangaji I'm Anna Ochen. I'm born of Lira district, but I live in Mbale. I happen to be the director who is leading the project, which is in Mbale and in Lira. So we started borrowing the money from the bank. After we had borrowed from the bank, we went on helping with the ladies, and ladies were far much happier with what was taking place in them. But time came when I got a serious problem. After me went to collect the money, came back, found when the bank was closed. Then I slept with money inside the house. Unfortunately, thieves came at night. Then they beat us. They caned us. Then they removed the money which I had already collected, because they told me if I want to leave, then I have to buy my life with money. So I had to surrender that money where I had kept it, and I gave it to them. That was when they left me alive, and then they took the money. And then from there we had a lot of problems, because these widows were now suffering. There was no way they could borrow the money from. So it forced me to keep praying, and they were also praying with me, but when persevering in hardship. So afterwards, I was forced to talk to Brother Kevin, whereby he told me that I should pray. And we remained praying not until 2010, when he wrote to me telling me that God had heard our prayers. So that was when we started now. He sent for me money. Then I shared with the ladies, and I gave them that money, and they started doing with business. And since 2010, that money has changed the life of the widows in Mbale so much, and people are so much blessed, and they are working so hard.
I am a single mother, and I take care of 8 children and 4 dependents. I used to work when I was still a young woman, but I got a retrenchment, and after that I learned how to bake, and that baking is the one that has sustained me up to this time, has managed to make the children continue with their education up to this time. It was difficult to attain some ingredients for that bakery, but when jewelry organization started, I started getting some loan that expanded in the ingredients that I had. So I started having stock of the ingredients, so that whenever there is an order, I'm able to just get it immediately, make the order quickly, and send it and supply. So I have improved tremendously. The only thing now I desire is that God helps me to get a bigger place where I can work from, and then together with the women of Jire organization, so that we make a larger bakery. And that will help not only the women in the Jire organization, but also the community around, and then it will help our children and grandchildren even when we are not going to be there.
Despite the fact that the money is still little, but it is serving them, and it has changed their life in their families, and even in the issues of their children. They are using it for sending their children to school, paying their hospital bills, and they pay that money in time. When one of them gets sick, they normally collect together as ladies, and then they pray for one another, and they make also a small contribution within themselves, and they help with the person who is in problem. And the thing has made them to be just like one family, because after collecting the money the first 2 weeks, the other second 2 weeks, they meet and they pray together. And it has now changed the life of the community, because we are having people who are Christians and others are not Christians. So through that money, very many are now changing to be Christians. And that's one way we are preaching the gospel, and people are liking it so much, because for us, our money has little interest. And then secondly, we don't follow them to sell their things when they fail to pay, like other banks are doing, because the other banks have the highest interest, and when you fail to pay, they collect any of your thing. So the ladies are liking it so much. So they have embraced it, and now very many people are pouring in. Even the banks themselves have started calling me, asking me how I'm doing, how I'm moving with my people, just because of the love of God. We believe in sharing, and we believe that it is the Lord who provides. That's why we have given our names as Jehovah Jireh, which means the Lord provides.